Hello, people. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Moron podcast. First things first, we apologise for the 2-week break we took. That happened due to some technical difficulties with the audio. So we do apologise about that, but it should be sorted by now. It is, seeing as this is episode 2 and episode 1 has already gone out, so that was very stupid. Anyway, Robbie's not here today, so we still have myself, Dan, and Jake. Say hi, lads.
Hi, people.
Hello there.
Lovely. So, Robbie's not here. He may join us halfway through. We're not quite sure yet. But yeah, so hopefully you all enjoyed episode 1. But to start off, let's just jump straight into it and go for the moronic or not section, shall we, lads?
Yay! Yeah, let's crack on.
All right. So the first one we got, obviously, as you know, again, viewers, we've been getting these from anonymous emails, comments, and messages on Instagram. But the first one we have, lads, is the word rain. So rain, as in, the stuff that pours down from the sky constantly in England, because it never stops to rain here.
Okay. It's not really moronic because you need rain, don't you, to make all the crops go or grow.
Yeah.
And if they didn't grow, then all the herbivores, they can't eat the crops, and if you follow the food chain upwards, it eventually gets to us, and then there'll be our turn to kick the bucket. So obviously, you need rain.
Dan is not wrong there. He went for a very scientific approach there, but...
I took A-level biology.
What surprise.
I can't disagree with what you're saying there.
To be honest, I'm going to say it's not moronic because of basically what Dan said, and if plants can't photosynthesize, we can't get food, we can't breathe, therefore we die. So, not moronic is what my verdict is. Dan, Jake, what are your verdicts? Dan, we know yours is not moronic. Jake?
I'm honestly with Dan.
Okay, we're all going to go for not moronic. So rain is not moronic. It can be a pain in the arse, but overall it is not moronic. Now the second one we've got is constant updates of whether that be video games, streaming services, apps on your phone, phone updates. What do we think, lads?
For me, that would really depend what the update consists of. If it's an update for a game that either adds a bit more content or fixes some truly game-breaking glitches, that's fine. A streaming service adding more films and movies or updating what they've got to add another season, that's fair.
Yeah, I want to add on. Obviously, Jake said it depends on the update, but I'm going to make a comparison real quick between Minecraft and YouTube, for example. Minecraft put out their big Caves Cliffs update, part 1, a few months back. Obviously, that changed the game with their amethyst geodes and stuff like that. But if you compare it to YouTube, for example, where they just add constant ads and more censorship, then sometimes you can have updates, but they might not be good. So obviously, it does depend.
Yeah, to be fair though, is that with constant updates as well, that they can't always be bug fixes or content updates. Because if you think about it, when was the last time you updated Twitter and it changed anything? I don't use Twitter, so it might have been yesterday, but I don't know. But yeah, so I think constant updates can be good, but again, it just depends on whether it's a content update or whether it's just little bug fixes. Because if it's bug fixes once a week, then it's just what's the point at that point? Just kind of try and fix it all in one, and then try and save them up and fix them all in one massive update. Surely that would be easier for everyone. So,
At the
verdicts.
same time, if If I could just quickly add to what you were saying,
Yeah,
it would be more convenient to like fix things. Would be more convenient to fix things in a big update, but I think it, depending on what they're fixing, it may be easier to fix smaller things in other updates while they're trying to fix a bigger thing in another update.
Yeah.
Not to mention, if it was a massive update, like where it just did everything, it could take a lot of storage.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But constant updates, lads. Verdicts?
Not moronic.
Yeah, not moronic.
Yeah, I'd go for not moronic as well, to be fair. Right, next one. We got photography.
My friend takes A-level photography.
Really?
So I kind of have to say no for that. Yeah.
Wow.
I can't think it's moronic on it, honestly.
I mean, it depends on what you're taking photos of. Because, I mean, if you're taking photos of, like, apples that fall off the ground in your garden, then it's pretty crap. But if it's, like, you know, professional photography, by which it's just, like, taking, high-res pictures of, I don't know, scenery for your background on Google, like, I think it depends on what you're taking photos of, but I'm going to take this as, like, professional photography. So I think professional photography, I'd say it's not moronic, because a lot of photos that we use for, like, school and work, etc., is used by, like, Getty Images and all that. So I actually think it's not moronic, because without photography, we wouldn't have half the stuff on Google that we need to.
Yeah.
So verdicts.
What's the next one?
What would we say?
No.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to go for not moronic. So far we've had 3 not moronics in a row. Now, will that change? Right. I have a feeling it will, because I've just seen the next 2. Right. The next one is marathons. Just marathons.
I don't know. I mean, I was in bottom set PE from year 7 to 11. So for me, it's quite a dumb idea. But I mean, I understand. Like, I get the sense of achievement from doing one. I don't know. I mean, my dad did about 2 or 3 marathons and completed them. But it really depends, like, if and like how often like you train for it, if that makes sense. I would say not.
All right, Jake.
I'd say not.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there's like marathons can be like, I took this as running marathons and not film marathons. I'm gonna stick to running marathons. I mean, I'd overall say they're not moronic, purely because like, if you want to run one, good for you. I'm personally not going to do one. I mean, I get people do them for, like, massive causes, so, like, run for cancer, run for all these other types of illnesses and all that to raise money and awareness, and I respect that. I'm probably never going to do one. That might change as I get older, but at my current stage in life, I don't think I could do a marathon, nor do I want to, so I'm going to say not moronic. But that could change later in life. So, right, the next one. This one, I bet you we're not going to have a clean streak of not moronics today, because the next one is fake tans. So fake tans is in when you go into a tanning salon and make yourself look like Donald Trump when he's come back from Spain.
If you're not,
I don't know. Somebody else will have to start.
If you're gonna do it, but you're not gonna, if you're doing it just to have a sort of subtle look, then I don't think that. If you're going in there intentionally coming out like the annoying orange, then no.
I mean,
Yeah,
it depends on the intensity, because and the time of year, to be fair, because if you're like struggling for money and you can't go on holiday during summer, and yet you still want to go back to school with a slight tan, then yeah, fair enough. But if you're looking like the annoying orange in the middle of winter after you've come back from absolutely nowhere, like Ipswich, if you're coming back from Ipswich looking like the annoying orange after Christmas break, then you're an idiot. So I'd say they're moronic, personally. I would say they're moronic, purely because if you want to get a tan, just get one naturally. I know we can't really get them in England because, well, it rains constantly, as we discussed earlier, and the weather is always scuffed all year round. But I'm just going to go I am going to go moronic because I don't understand it. If you want a tan, get a real one. Don't make yourself look like Donald Trump. Anyone else's verdicts?
No, you said it all.
Alright. So we got 2 moronics, 1 non-moronic, right, Jake?
Oh, I think it is moronic.
Oh, okay, we're all saying moronic. Okay, so we've got... So, overall, we've got rain to be not moronic. Constant updates to be not moronic. Professional photography, not moronic. Marathons, not moronic. Fake tans, moronic. I'm just going to preface this now. If you have a fake tan, we're not against you. Just, we don't understand it. It's like, I mean, feel free to have a different opinion than us. This is the whole point of this section. It's our opinions. It's not fact. We're not saying you have to have our opinions or steal them or just... There are opinions. You can have different ones. That is the beauty of this section. Yeah, so don't get offended by it. If you have a fake tan and you really like getting fake tans, good for you. We clearly don't understand it. So, right. Anyone got anything to talk about then? Let's move on from that section.
Yeah, I'll start us off. So I did a bit of digging this week, and I stumbled across just some stuff about Australian animals and stuff like that. If you know, Australia is like respectfully like a death trap. Like, so found this animal on the internet the other week. Tiny little octopus, right? It's called a blue ring octopus. It's like,
I've
5
heard about
centimeters
these
long.
Things are mental.
Yeah, like 12.5 centimeters long, I think. Apparently, this thing is also found in Japan, like Japanese oceans, but like mainly it's like Australia. Apparently, as a tiny bite, literally painless, like a painless bite. And apparently, if you're bitten by it, its venom can kill 26 adults in about 3 minutes. It's that powerful.
Wow.
And it's like, and because it's painless, it's unrecognisable. So you can literally jump in an Australian ocean and just die.
Yeah, legit. It all goes back to my saying, like, fish are actually aliens. Fish are aliens. Like, if you, like, say you're a small child, yeah, and you just get, and all of a sudden you get shown this thing. You don't know where it's come from. They don't tell you it's a fish. They just hold it up to you and go, where do you think this came from? They're not going to say the ocean. They're going to go space. Because fish are aliens. They're not meant to be here. Like, yeah, we're probably the aliens to the Earth or whatever it is, but fish are aliens. They're actually...
I mean, yeah.
They're, like, some of them, like the blue-ringed octopus, they're just not meant to be in contact with humans.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, 95% of the oceans, like, aren't explored.
Exactly. There could just be, like, there could be another, like, human species down there that's just, like, part fish, and they can breathe underwater, and they look, I don't know, like, I don't know. You know what I mean, though? There could be, like, a whole civilization down there that we just don't know. They're just like,
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
We just don't know. It's creepy. Fish are aliens. Don't go near the ocean. And actually, in Australia, I found out a bit of news recently that Victoria is the first state in Australia to ban public display of Nazi symbols. You would have thought that had been done earlier, but no, it only happened fairly recently.
Oh, wow.
Believe it or not. So before, I mean, in every other state of Australia, it is still perfectly legal, however not morally right, but it's still perfectly legal to display Nazi symbols.
Gee.
Oh yeah, actually, there was actually a controversy in a convention where someone was selling merchandise with all of that on it, but a bunch of other racist and anti-Semitic stuff, and it was a big thing earlier this year.
Exactly, it's just stuff like that which is actually just crazy, because you would have thought that would have been done, post World War II pretty much immediately, like it was in the UK, US, most of Europe, actually all of Europe, and the majority of the world, apart from clearly Australia and probably a lot of Asia actually, and maybe some Africa, who knows. But I know the US, the UK, and a lot of Europe banned Nazi symbols, but clearly Australia didn't get the memo. So, yeah, it's really weird because, Australia is such a strange place, because originally it was colonised by just people, and then the British Empire came over, took over, sent all the prisoners there. That in America, we just sent all of our prisoners there, and now it's home to some of the most weirdest creatures in existence. You've got some massive spiders that are the size of your face. You've got bird-eating spiders. You've got man-eating spiders. You've got man-eating birds. You've got blue-winged octopus. Clearly, it's a crazy place. Australia is crazy, beautiful, but crazy.
I think it's just because of the climate. All those animals, very dangerous animals, are probably suited to probably scorching hot environments.
Yeah, but the thing is, you don't find them in Africa, do you? You don't find them around the equator, so they can't be too used to that hot temperatures.
I don't know.
I don't know. We're not an expert in Australia at all. We just kind of roughly know what's going on, roughly. But don't take this as your news source, people. We do not advise you use this as your permanent news source. We do just ramble on about absolutely nothing.
I mean, with Australia, though, all those animals are there. Obviously they're not in Africa. Even if they moved to Africa, they wouldn't probably survive. So obviously they're in Australia, obviously for a survival reason. Because obviously they're adapted to live in Australia and cope with the climate, the competition between other species of animals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I remember seeing a thing a couple of years ago where they released I think it was they accidentally lost 2 frogs in some part of the Australian outback, and then they came back a month later to try and find them, and they had just bred stupid amounts of numbers, and they messed up the entire ecosystem, and they still haven't caught them all. This was 6 years ago, but they're still struggling to find all of these little frogs, because they just messed up the entire ecosystem in Australia.
Yeah. But I mean, if you introduce new animals, especially large predators, they're just going to probably eat everything below it in the food chain. So obviously, other animals that eat the same food can't eat that food, so they're obviously going to feed on new prey, which is going to decrease those numbers as well, or they're going to starve to death, and then everything above that animal in the food web is also going to die.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how much frogs eat or what they eat, or, you know, the position in food chains or webs or anything like that, but, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, little fun fact about the UK, actually. You know the typical grey squirrels you just see about? Like the typical grey squirrels, fairly fluffy tails, yeah?
Yeah.
They're actually not meant to be here. They're an invasive species. They were brought over from America as pets, and then they were found to be too aggressive, so they just set them wild. And that's why you don't see many English red squirrels anymore, because the grey squirrel, I know that's not their actual name, but I'm just going to reference them as that. But yeah, the grey squirrel kind of just took over, and that's why you don't see many red squirrels anymore. I mean, you might still up north. We're not exactly experts on this kind of thing, but yeah, I know that they're actually not meant to be here, because they were brought over from America. So, little fun fact for you. Actually, we've got a couple of questions about our logo, actually, and how we came up with it, and why the name the Moron Hour. So I thought we might address that now on the podcast. Basically, the name just kind of came up between us. We kind of just were sitting around talking, and we realised that a lot of what we were talking about was very moronic. And we just thought, you know what, we may as well put this out for people to listen to in case they enjoy it, because why not? So yeah, the more on our podcast mainly came from us talking, and then we realised we were just chatting about absolute nonsense for hours, so we just thought we may as well record it and maybe get somewhere with it. And the logo, that pretty much was the exact same. It kind of just happened. It was because what we went for with the logo was, it's taking the mick out of professional logos. Because if you see it, take away the text from the More on Hour logo, and it just looks like a standard semi-professional small business. But then you get the text in there and it says the More on Hour, and then it's kind of taking the mick, because again, we're moronic and we're not sure what's what. So it's meant to be a little bit of trickery there, just because why not? So for any of you that were wondering why it's called and/or the logo is the way it is, that's why. And seeing as we're on this little bit, please subscribe, please like the video, please hit the notification bell, you know the whole drill. Basically, we're selling out here. Please subscribe, please like the video, and please just keep rewatching this. Just keep refreshing the page. We just want to get as many views as we can, because it makes us feel good. As we're recording this, episode 1 has not gone out yet, but it will be out by the time this is out, and it will be out by the time we record the next episode. So we will have feedback. We will have everything. We will have more stuff to talk about. But as of right now, because of those technical issues, we've kind of hit a stalemate where we're not getting feedback. So these 2 episodes might be very similar, purely because, well, we've got nothing better to do with our lives. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Considering one of the things I like to do in my own time is just write stuff, not going into any detail specifically, I felt like that line was a bit of a personal attack.
Well, we are morons. We already know that. We know we're morons. That's how we came up with the name.
Because we have no lives.
We have no lives. Think about it. When was the last time you went outside with anyone that wasn't one of your school friends? Yeah, exactly. We have no lives, people.
Actually, yesterday, for a job interview.
Okay, cool.
On Monday, I went round my granddad's sister's house and played a table tennis with my uncle.
Lovely.
On Monday.
Lovely.
I know my summer holidays haven't got more exciting than beating a 50-year-old man in table tennis.
Class. Actually, I recently found out colour-changing light bulbs are a thing. So, like, you can get this app on your phone. That legit, like, I've got one now. But all it is it's literally just a lamp with a colour-changing light bulb in it. And all you do is you go on this app and you can select the colour, the brightness, the shade. It's actually really cool. Yeah, like, we're not sponsored. We probably never will be because this isn't probably going to take off. I mean, we hope it does.
Just get
but it
Raid
probably
Shadow
won't.
Legends.
No, if we ever get sponsored by anyone, it's not going to be Raid Shadow Legends. I say that now. If we do get a sponsorship, we will be taking it. We are going to try and get money from this. I mean, money is not our end goal, nor is it the motivator for this. But money would be nice, just because why not? It's always good to have a bit of money. But do we want to do a tier list today, lads?
Oh yeah, tier lists. I forgot about them. Yeah, let's do one of them.
All right then.
I feel like the tier list should be something we should do like all four together.
Yeah, that is true. But then again, a lot of these Rob won't have an opinion on because he can't. He's got food diseases, so he can't eat a lot. He can't eat a lot of stuff, and that's mainly what these tier lists are based off. So you know what?
Have you got a tier list planned?
I have got one. Let's for viewers, you won't be able to see this, nor will the lads. It's literally just a little thing. Right, we're going to spin the wheel and see what we get. The wheel is currently spinning for those of you that are at home listening. Right, we've got fast food. So fast food restaurants. Right, let me get that up then. 1 second.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Let me try and share my screen quickly, if I can. 1 second, lads, and I shall get it up. Viewers, the image of this tier list will be at the end of the video, just like it was last week. So the image of this final tier list of our opinions will be at the end of this episode, as it was last time. So these are the ones we've got today, lads.
Okay.
So we're just gonna go straight in for it. I know I'm missing some, but these are the ones that are kind of mainstream that I know about. So here are the tiers we've got. We got amazing, good, okay, I'd rather not, and Bingham. So that's probably could be a continuous thing for all of them, but those are our tiers. So let's jump straight into it with the first one. So the first one, we got Greg's. I know it's not technically a fast food restaurant, but they have started to serve hot food in recent years. They started to serve hot dogs, and I think they do pizzas now as well. I could be wrong about that, but we're not sponsored. Yeah. If Greg's want to sponsor us, please. I'd love to get some iced buns, but you know. So where do we think, lads? Greg's.
Yeah. God tier. If anyone says Greg's is terrible, then their opinions are irrelevant.
Wow. Jake out here trying to get cancelled, but I do agree. I would say it is top tier.
I'd rather get cancelled for supporting Greg's than cancelled for saying something racist.
Fair enough. Yeah. So Greg's, where are we going to put it?
Greg's is very good. They've got good sausage rolls.
Yeah, they do have good sausage rolls. Actually, that is true. So I'm going to put that in top
rolls
tier.
And yum
I'll go all the way and say amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, straight for that. Right, next up, we got Five Guys.
Never heard of them.
You've never heard of Five? Oh, mate, you're missing out.
Never heard of them.
Five Guys.
I think the burgers are tasty. Like, I had one with bacon, and the bacon's like the right bit of crispy. But I'm not too keen.
Yeah.
On the chips, still pricey.
Yeah, I'm not the greatest fan of Five Guys. I mean, if it's between Five Guys and a couple other restaurants that we've also got on the list, I'd rather go somewhere else. But I mean, if everyone else wants to go Five Guys, I will get a Five Guys, but I'd rather not. So I'd say it's okay, personally. It's not the greatest. It's not the worst.
I think even though it is a little pricey, I think the burgers are like are brilliant. I think go up just one above okay.
You want to put it in good.
Yeah,
I'm going to bring it down to okay, purely because Dan's never heard of it. We should probably add a tier for that for the next one, because, yeah, you know what, for next time we'll have a never heard of it tier. Right, next up, we've got McDonald's, the absolute staple of fast food, McDonald's.
I don't know, I do think McDonald's is a bit
To be fair,
overrated, I would admit.
I think it's overrated, but I still like it a lot. Like,
Yeah, size, man.
I'd put it in good.
No. Let's put it in the middle, because it's not terrible or anything, but it's definitely something that we've probably had way too much of in our lives to be like, oh wow, this is new and exciting.
Yeah, no one has
It's a
ever
good way
gone,
to
oh my
start
god,
your
we're going
eye.
to McDonald's, unless you're, Russian during the Cold War era. But we're not going to get into the politics of that. If you took history GCSE, you'll understand that. If not, then you won't.
Although, I will say, when it comes to McDonald's, the best time of year is when they bring out the Monopoly stuff.
Which actually they're doing right now. Hashtag not sponsored, but could be. But yeah.
We
I know.
ingenious way to make money, though.
Oh yeah, it is a smart way. And you know that BMW they always claim to give away every year?
But the Monopoly stuff is all the time.
Yeah, I love how they always claim to give away a BMW every year, because because there's always at least one guy that gets the BMW. No, there isn't. But I'd put McDonald's in either okay or good.
I don't know. Have you watched a program called Super Size Me, where this guy eats McDonald's for 30 days?
I have seen that, yeah. And doesn't it increase his level of heart disease by like 70% or something in the end of it?
Yeah, I think it does, yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of fat and it's a lot of crap inside it, but if you have it every once in a blue moon, then it's not that bad.
I think it's advised once a month, I think. That's what most people would say.
Yeah, I don't have it that often. I mean, it's one of those things where it's again, yeah, it's McDonald's. It's not exciting for anyone, but it's still a staple of fast food. When someone says, oh, do you want to get a takeaway, you always think of Chinese, Indian, or McDonald's. Or KFC.
It's okay.
So I put it in okay, personally.
You've got good coffees. Good iced coffees as well.
They do iced coffees now, yeah.
But you know what? When the ice cream machine actually works, McFlurries are banging.
Fair enough. Right, next up, we're going to skip this one for now, lads. We'll leave that one till nearer the end. But the next one up is KFC. What do we think?
KFC's quite good. I think that's good.
Honestly, I think the chicken's okay, but the chips, they're stingy with the portions and they aren't that great.
I actually don't like KFC, and I know people are going to have a go at me for this. I don't like KFC because I actually think it's very greasy, and I know you're going to shout at me saying, McDonald's is greasy, Subway's greasy, the X is greasy, Y is greasy. It's like, yeah, but greasy chicken, I don't really like greasy chicken. I mean, I'll eat it. If someone buys me a KFC, I'm not going to throw it out, but I'm still going to eat it, but I'm not going to be like, oh, get in, lads, I'm getting KFC. So I'd probably put it in okay. If not, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I'd put it in either okay or I'd rather not.
I think the best menu items from KFC are the crushers.
Oh yeah, they're nice.
Especially, I remember they did a minstrel one ages ago. It was a chocolate milkshake with minstrel pieces in it, and it was divine.
So where are we putting this one, lads? Where are we putting KFC?
I'll put it in okay.
Rather not.
Yeah, I'm going to go rather not as well. Right, next up, we're going to do Pizza Hut. Now, I actually don't mind Pizza Hut that much.
What I will say, I am going to assume Domino's is also here.
Okay.
What I will say about that, knowing that Domino's is here, I think Pizza Hut and Domino's are on par. I don't prefer either. I think they're both.
I actually think Domino's is slightly better, purely because I think the on their meat feast, I don't actually know what it's called, but basically their meat feast option usually has a lot more of it. Has a lot more content on it than Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut kind of spare the portions of it, in my experience, but it's still really good. I wouldn't put it in the bin.
Yeah.
I'd say Pizza Hut is good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, we happy with good?
Yep.
Cool. Right, next up we got Domino's, funnily enough. Domino's.
Put it next to Pizza Hut.
I'd put it next to Pizza Hut if I'm honest in good.
I get it. Domino's might be slightly better, but I still think they're both it's not like Domino's is so much better that I'm constantly I just think sometimes if I want pizza, Domino's is the nearest one. But if I have to get pizza, I'm trying to do that.
Fair enough.
Oh, just as good in my opinion. One might be slightly better than the other, but it doesn't completely hamper it.
Fair enough. Right. Next up, we're gonna go for the lesser. Not lesser known, but the lesser used pizzas. Pizza Express. Where are we putting Pizza Express?
I'll be upfront with you. I've never been there.
I've never been there, but I've had the frozen ones from Tesco's. And I know how bad that sounds, but I'm probably gonna either put it in. It's basically Pizza Express to me is like the pizzas your year 6 teacher brings out, and you get a half a 1/64th of the pizza at those year 6 pizza party things where they put on a film in class. So for me, I'd rather not or bin them. Personally.
What I'd say, because I've never really had anything from Pizza Express, not even really the store-bought ones. So what I will say, I can't really weigh in on this.
All right.
I can guarantee that the restaurant is probably 10 times better than the store-bought.
Oh yeah, but from my experience, I'm not the greatest fan of Pizza Express personally. Dan?
I can't really provide much to say on this one. I'll just say okay, or rather not.
Yeah, I'm going to put them in rather not, to be quite frank. Yeah. Right, now we've got Papa John's, or Papa John's, or however the hell you guys say it. For some reason, I've had arguments in the past with people wondering how to say Papa John's. Yeah, people say Papa John's. People say Paw Paw. Because for some reason people see a W in there somewhere, but I don't know. People are weird. But where will we put Papa John's?
I'm gonna say again, I've never had Papa John's before.
I can't recall the last time I had it. I know I've had it in the past. I can't recall when. I know it's been many years, but from what I remember, it's just like standard pizza. It's not great. It's not horrible. It's yeah. I mean, I'll eat it because there's nothing else.
About them, I like that their meat feast has a bit of a spice kick to it, because one of the meats they put on it is spicy.
Okay, so where are we putting it? I'd probably go From what I've heard, apparently it's all right. So I'd put it in either okay or I'd rather not.
I'd say okay, because I like it, but I do prefer to get from like Pizza Hut or Domino's.
All right, Dan.
I would say okay.
All right, yeah, we're putting it in okay. Right. I know this technically isn't. Some of these aren't technically fast food restaurants, but it's close enough. It's takeout. It's essentially takeaway food. Right. Next up, we got Burger King.
Burger, I'd say it's alright.
Burger King.
I think sometimes I prefer it to McDonald's, if only for like. I think sometimes you get well, comparing the two items that I get from both, I think Burger King do the better like double cheeseburger with bacon.
I mean, I haven't had Burger King in a long, long time. I want to say at least 2 years. Actually, no, it's probably longer than that. It's probably about 3 years now. But I actually quite like it. I'd put it either in good, if not okay. I'd probably put it in either good or okay, purely because it's not the worst. It's not the greatest either. So, I mean, I'd put it in either good or okay.
Yeah. I'll say okay.
Alright, we'll put it in good. Right, next up we got Krispy Kreme. Again, I know it's not fast food, but it's a takeaway. You can take it out of the shop, therefore it's a takeaway. I don't care.
Original glaze is the best donut you can buy.
I actually don't like Krispy Kreme that much. I mean,
No.
It's okay. If someone buys Krispy Kreme, I'll eat it. But it's not like, if someone says, oh, do you want a donut? I'm not saying, oh, is it from Krispy Kreme? I'm going to be like, alright, I'll have a donut, but
No.
they're not the worst.
They don't.
The original glaze is the best donut. I mean it with all my heart. The original glaze is my favourite donut you can just buy.
Fair enough. Dan?
You know, I'll probably say amazing. I'll probably go all the way. Yeah.
Wow. Jake, where are you putting it?
Good.
Alright, we'll put it in good, purely because I'm not the greatest fan. I'd probably put them in I'd rather not, but we'll go collective. Right, next up, we got Subway. I'm going to go straight away. It depends on where it is. And I know how stupid that sounds, but you go up north, well, I say up north, I mean Morecambe, and it's not great. They don't do your sandwich well enough. It's not hot. It's kind of trash. But if they get your sandwich right, it's good. So I've had the exact same thing I have for years. And if you guys want me to disclose that on the podcast, I will. But I'll let the viewers decide on that one. But I like Subway. I'd put it in either amazing or good. I'd probably put it in good because it depends on where you go.
Yeah, I agree.
When it comes to Subway, considering the only thing that I change about my sub, sometimes I get either pepperoni or bacon as like the meat in my sub, but that's literally the only thing that changes. It's very rare that because I've been to many different Subways and I've not really had any issues with any of them. They've all come out hot. They've all come out how I've asked.
Actually, you know, speaking of Subway,
I
know no one cares, but back a couple of years ago, HMRC, so Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, basically the tax man, had a go at Subway because they weren't paying enough tax on their heated goods. I know no one cares, but there's a little fun fact for you there. So where will we put it? I'd probably put it in good.
Oh, I'll say okay.
Okay, Jake? Jake, where are you putting it?
Good.
Alright, we'll put it in good. Right. Next up, we got Starbucks. Again, I know, not fast food. We don't care.
I quite like Starbucks.
I mean,
It's
I
quite
like
similar to
Starbucks, but then they got rid of the one thing in there that I actually liked, which was the chocolate swirl, and they replaced it with cinnamon. So it's not good anymore. So just for that, I'd put it in bin. I know 16-year-old white girls in America are going to have a go at me for that.
I would say okay.
Drake?
I don't really have it that often, but I'd say it's alright.
Yeah, alright. We'll put it in okay. Yeah. Right, next up we got Wagamamas.
No, I've never had one.
I've never had it.
Bit of a shit name.
Fair. Jake? Jake, what about Wagamamas?
I've had it once, and I loved it.
Alright, we're going to base it off Jake's opinion here, because we've never had it. So, Jake, where are you putting it?
Like top tier, it was lovely.
Alright, we will... Actually, you know what? We're going to drop it down to good, because me and Dan have never had it. And we don't know what it's like, so we're going to drop it down one. Right, next up we've got Costa Coffee. Again, I know it's not fast food. Costa Coffee.
Good or amazing. I love Costa.
Yeah, I'd probably put it in okay. I haven't gone there that often, but actually I can't recall the last time I went there, but I put it in okay.
If I could probably go out with friends, if I could probably just go out I'd always just go to a Costa with mate. I love doing it in the winter because you get the white hot chocolates and they're so good.
Alright, where are we putting it then?
Amazing, honestly.
Dan?
Yeah,
it's so simple. Sometimes you just go in there for a muffin and a hot chocolate, but it's just so good.
Alright. Right, next up we've got Yo Sushi. I've never had it.
Never had it.
No, never had it.
Alright, we're just going to put that in the bin because it's a fish and no one likes fish and no one likes sushi. You want to know why? Because fish are aliens. Next. Next up we got Cafe Rouge, or as the English say it, Red Cafe or Red Caf. I really like it. I really like it. I'd probably put it in good or amazing. I'd probably go amazing, to be quite frank.
Depends what you two say.
Jake? Jake? Cafe Rouge?
What?
Cafe Rouge.
You're cutting out a bit.
Alright, whatever. It's going in amazing. Doesn't matter. It's going in amazing. Right. Next up, we got Pret a Manger, Pret a Manager, whatever you want to call it. Pret.
Who?
Pret. Yeah, Pret.
Never really had it.
Pret.
Yeah. Look, there you go. Pret.
Oh, great.
Where are we putting it?
I've had one.
I've had it a couple times at airports, and it's not the worst. I'd probably put it in. I'd probably put it in okay. Actually, no, I'd put it in. I'd rather not because I've never actually gone there out of my own accord. Right, next up we got Las Iguanas. Las Iguanas.
I really don't recall that one.
Okay. It's pretty good. It's like a it's basically like a Mexican restaurant, and it's not bad because you got they do really good steak fajitas in there. Actually, they do really good steak fajitas. So I'm gonna put that in good.
I've never had it.
You know, I'll drop it down to okay then if you two have never heard of it.
Never had it.
Next up, I put this in here for mainly a joke, but I don't care. We got the £3 meal deal from Tesco's. I don't care. £3 meal deal from Tesco's. Where are we putting it?
Most meal deals in places are pretty good.
So I'll tell you what, I'm probably going to put Tesco's £3 meal deal in amazing because it's £3 for a sandwich that usually costs £2.80. It's like a bag of crisps that probably costs you £5. And then you get a drink which is probably another £5. So I'd probably put it in amazing, just because of the value of it. We all happy with that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Great. Tesco's £3 meal deal. Let's go. Right. Next up, and finally on this list, I can't think of any we're missing. Please let us know in the comments if you can think of any. But the last thing on the list, we've got Nando's. I'm going to straight up put this in amazing. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, no arguments. Straight in amazing.
You cannot hate Nando's. It is impossible to hate Nando's.
Yep. I mean, if you don't like chicken or you're allergic to chicken, then fair enough. But anyway.
Oh, stuff like that, that's understandable.
Yeah.
But if you're like a little Twitter troll that sits there constantly complaining that Star Wars is now woke, that also hates Nando's, then your opinion's irrelevant.
No. If you prefer KFC over Nando's, you're just wrong. That's it. I have no other words for you. If you think KFC is better than Nando's, you are wrong. We have mainly included these from the UK. I know I'm missing a few from like the US and Europe, but I did try to keep this UK based. So I'm just going to quickly run through all the tiers, tell the viewers what we've got in each. So in amazing, we've got Greg's, Costa Coffee, Cafe Rouge, Nando's, and Tesco's £3 meal deal. In good, we've got Pizza Hut, Domino's, Burger King, Krispy Kreme donuts, Subway, and Wagamama's. In okay, we've got Five Guys, McDonald's, Papa John's, Starbucks, and Las Iguanas. And then in I'd rather not, we've got KFC, Pizza Express, and Pret. And in Binham, we've got Yo Sushi. I think that's everything.
That's only really in Binham because we've not had it.
Yes. Hopefully for the next tier list we will add in another section that says never had it or never heard of it or whatever. But that's our tier list. If you have a different opinion, that's completely fine. That's our opinion of a tier list. That is the beauty of the tier list. It is entirely opinion based. But if you guys have any complete changes of this tier list, then please let us know down below. If you would put, I don't know, Greg's in Binham because you're a moron. If you would put that there, just let us know. I mean, don't tell us if it's a minor change, so don't tell us if you put Nando's in good instead of amazing. Just tell us like big changes. So maybe you move McDonald's up or move Cafe Rouge down or whatever. Just let us know your thoughts on which ones would move around and to what tiers. But other than that, that is the tier list done. Again, the image for the tier list, so you guys can see it in its full, will be at the end of the video. So basically just stay here for that. But other than that, lads, actually, I've got one other last thing to talk about. I realised recently that in the US, obviously they've got different flavours of crisps and stuff, or as they call it, chips. God knows why they call it that, but whatever. I realised that they're companies pump so much more crap into their into their crisps than they do ours. Like if you look at I don't know, say Doritos for instance, like in the UK they've got very few ingredients compared to the US. Like I know there's different flavours and everything, but if you look at the exact same flavour and its equivalent in the US, it's actually ridiculous how much extra stuff there's just in there. Like that's not even just in crisps, that's in everything. Like they will put so much more crap in it than they do in the UK. It's mental. But other than that, lads, have we got anything else more to talk about?
No, No, I think
No.
we were done for the hour.
Yeah, we pretty much are. We're at 55 minutes, basically. So,
Yeah,
right.
no, I think that's good enough.
Okay, right, everyone. We want to thank you all for listening. If you have got this far in the video, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. We would love to hear your feedback on the podcast as well. Let us know what we should improve, what we should remove. Who knows? Yeah, just let us know what we should improve upon. And other than that, thank you for listening to episode 2 of the Moron Hour podcast. Please subscribe, hit the like button, ring the notification bell. You know the classic sellout stuff. But other than that, thank you for watching, and we will see you in a bit, guys. Peace.